History, we are going to be discussing not one but two major historical people and events. By the way, Mr. Styles is the smartest and coolest teacher.
No.
For our first story, I will take you back in time for a look at Rosa Parks. Later, Caroline will tell us about the Little Rock Nine. Rosa Parks, important to know. Date of birth, February 4th, 1913. Full name, Rosa Louise McCall Parks. Date of birth, Tuskegee, Alabama. Who was Rosa Parks? Rosa Louise McCall Parks was an American activist in the civil rights movement, best known for her pivotal role in the Montgomery bus boycott. The United States Congress has called her the First Lady of Civil Rights and the Mother of the Freedom. What did Rosa Parks do? By refusing to give up her seat to a white man on a Montgomery, Alabama city bus in 1955, black seamstress Rosa Parks helped intimidate the civil rights movement in the United States. Due to the Montgomery bus boycott, Rosa Parks became an international icon of resistance to racial segregation. She fought through her life for racial equality and women's rights, and she considered one of the most important figures of the African American civil rights movement. Rosa Parks is important because she helped Martin Luther King Jr. free black people. Rosa Parks was brave to get on the bus and sit in front. Rosa Parks is an important person because she fought for civil rights. Rosa Parks believed in freedom, and she believed that she should be treated all same. What was the action took on that day? As the bus Rosa was riding continued on its route, it began to fill with white passengers. Eventually the bus was full, and the driver noticed that several white passengers were standing in the aisle. The driver of Rosa Parks' bus stopped the bus and moved the sign separated the two sections back to one row, asking for black passengers to give up their seats. The city bus ordinance didn't specifically give drivers the authority to demand a passenger to give up a seat to anyone, regardless of color. However, Montgomery bus drivers had adapted the customs of moving back the sign separating black and white passengers, and if necessary, asking passengers to give up their seats to white passengers. If the black passengers protested, the bus driver had the authority to refuse services and could call the police to have them removed. 3 of the other black passengers on Rosa Parks' bus complied with the driver, but Rosa Parks refused and remained seated. The driver demanded, "Why don't you stand up?" To which Rosa Parks replied, "I don't think I should have to stand up." The driver called the police and had her arrested later. Rosa Parks recalled that her refusal wasn't because she was physically tired, but that she was tired of giving in. The police arrested Rosa at the scene and charged her with violation of Chapter 6, Section 11 of the Montgomery Bus Code. She was taken to the police headquarters, where later that night she was released on bail. Cause of death. Rosa Parks died on October 24, 2005. She died at the age of 92. She died with her loving husband in a Detroit apartment. Rosa Parks was diagnosed in 2004 with dementia. It took over her, and she died the following year. The impact Rosa Parks had on society. There are no signs enforcing seating on buses anymore. Bus drivers can't order a black woman to make a way for a white man. Instead, a system of structural barriers and institutional neglect ensures by race. If Rosa Parks boarded a bus in Boston today, she wouldn't have to sit in white sections. She's seen the dysfunctional system that was disproperly telling the low-income people, largely people of color and immigration. Dysfunctional system that is disproperly pulling the low-income people, largely people of the color and immigrating color, spend more time, 64 hours a year longer on MBTA buses than their white counterparts. According to the Metropolitan Area Council, a public agency charged with managing growth found greater in Boston. if that's it. And then it goes to Caroline. Now Caroline will tell you about the Little Rock Nine.
Little Rock Nine. Who were they? The Little Rock Nine was a group of 9 African American students enrolled in Little Rock Central High School in 1957. Little Rock Nine included Minnie Brown, Elizabeth Eckford, and Ernest Green, Thelma, Mother Shed, Moba Patillo, and Gloria Ray, Terrence Roberts, Jefferson Thomas, and Carletta Walls. The Little Rock Nine was a group of 9 African American students enrolled in Little Rock Central High School in 1957. They challenged racial segregation in schools. The 9 of them were allowed to go to the high school under the law of Governor Orville Faubus. After the decision, the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, attempted to register black students in previously all-white schools in cities throughout the South. Actions took on that day in Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas. The school board agreed to comply with the high school. In Little Rock, the capital city of Arkansas, the school board agreed to comply with the high court ruling. Virgil Blossom, the superintendent of the school, submitted a plan of gradual integration to the school board on May 24, 1955, which the board unanimously approved. The plan would be implemented during the fall of 1957 school year, which would begin in September 1957. By 1957, the NACC September 1957. By 1957, the NAACP had registered 9 black students to attend the previously all-white Little Rock Central High. Selected on the criteria of excellent grades. What happened? Little Rock 9, group of African American high school students who challenged racial segregation in the public schools. What were they famous for? On September 2nd, 1957, Governor Orville Faubus announced what he would call in the Arkansas National Guard to prevent the African American students' entry to Central High, claiming this action was for the students' own protection.
That's it for our news. Have a good day.